Today we bring a bizarre story. This guy got fired. 3 people on the spot. Kiufla thinks dad is a tightwad, refusing to change exams. Faced with his father's yelling, he stormed out, but his sister's about to give birth. Talk about a twist. The 3 braved torrential rain to leave school, bumping into Kiufla's sister. What a twist. The rain was so heavy that cars couldn't move. While the principal fumed and the phone cursing the ambulance, they heroically carried Kiufla's sister to school. Following the instructions, they started performing a delivery, but baby didn't show up. What? But the baby wasn't coming out yet. So Kiufla told them they needed a vacuum to suck the baby out. Find a vacuum in this rain? That's like searching for a unicorn. Plus, the power went out at school. Talk about bad luck. That's when Daki came up with a trick, sending Don for a vacuum and telling Xiao Chao to gather classmates to dismantle batteries. He connected all the batteries to his invention, and bam, instant power. Even the principal was left speechless. This kid actually built a generator and then made a DIY vacuum from a vacuum cleaner, and baby was born safely. The principal was so moved, crying louder than the baby. Serious emotions. Just when everyone was high-fiving, Daki quietly packed his bags to leave, and the principal chased after him. You're not off the hook yet. On the first day of school, you asked me why astronauts can't use pencils. Because pencils can break, and they are a hazard to astronauts. You were wrong. Over 4 years, all their enmities build them up, and at this moment, everything comes to a close, leading right to graduation. Their school life had joy and sorrow, but at this moment, everyone put aside their grievances and cheered, while Daki just couldn't smile. Even with the glory upon him, at this moment, it just wasn't for him anymore. He slipped away from the crowd, as if disappearing from sight. 6 years later, Dawn suddenly got a call from Zhang Tianlei. She said she found Daki. Watching the plane about to take off, Dong pretended to faint and got sent off the plane. Xiao Chao was so excited he forgot to put on pants and zoomed up to the rooftop. However, he didn't see Daki at all. Zhang Tianlei fronted her fancy car and villa to them instead. Turns out today is exactly 10 years since they made that bet. But they said, no matter how successful, the Daki we know today isn't the same. On the way, Xiao Chao put on the net on Zhang Tianlei's car and said, you better spill it. This is my brand new attire specifically bought for signing. Wake up now. They found a mansion based on the address just in time to see Daki passing by. The Daki they encountered wasn't the one they knew at all. What an astonishing shocker. Suddenly, they noticed the photos on the wall had changed just when they thought it couldn't get more complicated. Later, they asked Zhang Tianlei and found out she was negotiating with a scientist named Ramanujan. This guy has over 400 patents. If the collaboration succeeds, she'll be on the Forbes list. But her assistant tried to visit multiple times to no avail. They must be some kind of elite. In order to track down Daki, these individuals have collectively decided to report the wealthy individual's impersonation. But the rich guy heard that and transformed into a furious monster, making the atmosphere super tense. In a moment of crisis, they truly went all in, risking everything to find Daki. Knowing Daki was around, the rich guy thought he was some elite. Folks were determined to find him no matter what. Meanwhile, Kiufla was having her wedding when she suddenly got news about Daki, leaving her feeling all mixed up. She despised Daki for his heartless departure, but whenever she recalled Xiaoqiao's words, ripples formed in her heart. Could this really be fate? Arriving at the scene of the sighting, they discovered the address was a school totally unexpected. The students were researching inventions like they were in a paradise. It was like 2 kids upstairs were spilling their messy secrets, leaving everyone speechless. Seeing this scene, they were sure Daki was there. They rushed to a room where they found his old helmet. Even more surprising, there were many photography works from Dawn. Even the computer had Xiaoqiao's latest post displayed. How brilliant. This shows Daki hadn't forgotten them all these years. So touching. At that moment, Daki was flying our seaplanes with kids when he saw Kiufla on a motorcycle. Daki was all too familiar with the scene. It felt like magic. He rushed over to grasp this reality. But before he could talk, Giuflo hugged him and went in for the kiss. Now Daki knew kissing wouldn't make your head spin. At this moment, Dont and Xiao joined in, hugging Daki tightly, true friendship vibes. At this moment, no words were needed, because no words could express it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. They asked Daki his real name, Im Ramanujan Hahal.